Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here for video number 2 on your 2 for Friday, December the 23rd, 2023, or if you're now watching from somewhere else, guess what day it is? It is the greatest day in the world, December the 24th, 2022, so officially it is my birthday. So happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, I got my dick sucked. Okay, but anyway, it's my birthday, but we'll talk about that later tomorrow on TGC number 50, the Golden Show, not the Golden Shower, the Golden Show. So we talk about that a little bit later tomorrow. For a little bit, we'll go live for a little bit. I've gone live for like over a month now, so I'll just break out the last video, well, one of the last videos I do. And let's just go live for a little bit, talk about my birthday, and it's about what I'm going to do for the rest of Christmas Eve, and then really Christmas, and then the rest of the year. End off on a pretty decent note. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a year in review. I'm not going to go too long tomorrow when I go live. Probably like maybe a half hour, maybe an hour, depending on how I feel, and then I gotta go out because it's my birthday. I'm gonna celebrate with my parents and you know who. And Christmas, I'm probably just gonna stay home and watch some football. I mean, there are games on Christmas. Got the Packers and the Dolphins. And they got the Sunday night game, which I don't even forget what it was, but it is what it is. But tomorrow, the Niners are on TV tomorrow. Can't wait for that. My birthday, football on my birthday. I mean, you never see football on Christmas Eve. I mean, it's on a Saturday, but you know, Saturday games you never see usually on for the NFL. I mean, the last few years I haven't seen that when Christmas Eve will be on a Saturday and then Christmas be on a Sunday. And I don't remember many games on Christmas, but it is what it is. You know, the Giants play at 1 against the Hayters. And a pretty big game for both of them. You know, Giants looking to cement their playoff spot, wherever that might be. Number 5 seed or number 6, 7 seed, who knows. But got 3 games left of the season because this is week 16 in the league where they play for Bay. And as far as the Niners go, you know, 3 games left without Debo, which sucks. But they're at home for 2 of the 3 games, so that's good. So they got the Commanders tomorrow at 4:25 on CBS 2 here in New York City. So my dad gets a present, and I get a present. He gets to watch the Hayters beat the crap out of the Giants, even though I want the Hayters to lose. So the Niners can jump up to that 2 seed. So we don't have to play the Giants. God forbid they fall from I think they're the 6 or 7 seed right now. You know. So we'll see. The next 3 games, we'll see what the Niners and the Giants and the Hayters be. Hopefully, you know, the Niners don't need the number 2 seed. We'll be fine at number 3. We play the number 6 seed, which could be the Giants, which will annihilate them. Even with their so-called powerhouse defense. But then again, it could be the Cowboys, not the Cowboys, sorry, the Commanders or the Hayters, or it could be somebody else. But you know, have to be ready for the next 4 weeks. This week and next week we play in Las Vegas against those Raiders. They came in black and silver. And then the week after that, it's the final home game of the year, the final game of the year at home against the Arizona Cardinals, which is a meaningless game. I think all 3 games are really meaningless. I mean, right now they have 10 wins, so I mean, we're 10-4. At most, we could win 12, 13 games. We already won the division, so we already got home field for the wild card game. And possibly, if we beat whoever plays us, we can possibly get a home game for the division round, and then probably, if we have to, go on the road probably play the Eagles, unless they get beat, because they have no quarterback right now. Jalen Hurts is out this week, and they're playing the Cowboys in a big, huge game. I think that's in Dallas, so I think Dallas is down by 2 games in the NFC East with 3 to play. Doesn't sit well for the Eagles right now. The Eagles could fall from the number 1 seed all the way to the number 2 seed. And then we could fall to really the 4 seed because Vikings can win out. It'd be 13. It's a mess. So the Niners could be a 3 seed or a possible 4 seed, but then again, I think they'll keep the 3 seed because whoever wins the NFC South, which could be the Buccaneers or the Succaneers, I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that. So it's gonna be an interesting next 3 weeks, seeding wise, for the NFC, and the AFC is a little bit more complicated too because the Jets fucking stink. Losing 19-3 last night. Zach Wilson got benched for I think Flacco. They just stunk last night, so they're at 7-8 right now. They're gonna need a lot of help, and next week they play the Vikings at home. I think at home, so they're gonna lose that game, and they're probably gonna lose the last game, which is against Miami, or I think Miami or Buffalo. So they got 2 games left. They're gonna need to win both games and get help. So I don't think the Jets are gonna make it. I really don't think the Jets are gonna make it at either 9-8 or even 8-9. No way. There's no way. There's so many teams ahead of them and the tiebreakers and all that shit. Yeah. So yeah, we had the Jets. As a Jet fan and a Niner fan, I'm happy the Jets, had a surprising season because I didn't think the Jets were going to get 7 wins at all. As far as the Niners go, I knew they were going to win, be a dogfight for that division between the Seahawks and the Rams and possibly the Cardinals, but the Seahawks are learning why the Niners are a unstoppable force right now, and the Rams just stunk this year. They had that Super Bowl hiatus. That's what happens when you cheat. I'll tell you right now, the Niners would, that guy, if Ward would have caught that ball, the Niners would have played the Bungles, and the Niners would have wiped them out. We'd be talking about the Niners going back to repeat for the Super Bowl, but anyway, things happen. But we'll get there, hopefully. We'll see. Got a couple of hard teams to get through. The Vikings, we beat almost every year in the playoffs. Beat them, I think, 2 years ago. Wiped them out at home. But, they're a little bit of a tough team now, so Vikings could be a tough one. Eagles, if they get Jalen Hurts back, that's going to be a really tough game. But, you got those wildcard teams that can really do damage, like the Giants, the Commanders, the Seahawks, even the Packers if they run the table, but I don't think Rodgers wants to face the Niners again at home in the playoffs, because he never has ever beaten the Niners in the playoffs at home or in Green Bay like we did last year. Remember that snowy game when Robbie Gould hit that game-winning field goal? Hopefully we don't have to go through Green Bay in that minus 25-degree weather. But yeah, we could go through Philly and it's like minus 20. And raining, or probably snowing. Hopefully we won't get that. I like to have the home games in warm weather, but we'll see. Anyway, I talked for almost 10 minutes. We'll talk about football. Let's get to your AEW Dynamite review from this past Wednesday, which did about 950,000 views. Not bad. Not bad for a Christmas show. So this was the Holiday Bash, which came to you live from the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, Texas. Scared them Cowboys that night. So we had Excalibur, Taz, and Tony Baloney at commentary, as always. Alright, so we start off with a recap of MJF cheating to retain the title over Ricky Starks. So then we start the show with Ricky Starks. And, you know, he's kind of pissed off that he doesn't have the belt. But he's more than ready to fight MJF a second time, and he will win because there will be another chance for him to get a title shot, probably next year. But he will be a champion by next year, I guarantee that. So he's like, bring anybody you want so I can beat them to get another title shot. Then the Jericho Appreciation Society comes out. Jericho, Sammy Guevara, the Spanish God. And Daniel Garcia, they come out. They praise him for a little bit, and then, you know, basically tell him, you ain't gonna win a title, or something like that. Say, you should join us because, you know, we can influence you to win a title. And then Ricky Stark's like, well, you know, you're a bunch of jobbers right now. That's what the J and JAS should mean. And then he makes fun of Jericho, calling him, it's like, you were shredded like an air fryer. But now you look like a single dad on his 6th divorce, or 5th divorce, something like that. That was funny. And basically really ripped into Jericho. And basically saying that, hey, Sammy and Danny, you haven't really done anything in JS either because you lost your titles, and Sammy, we don't care about you anymore. So then the challenge is made for January 4th, the first show of 2023 in Seattle, with a new set, which is great. New graphics. I've seen the graphics don't look all that great, but still, we're gonna have a new set for Rampage, and I think Rampage and Dynamite, or just a new set altogether. But new graphics for Rampage and new graphic for Dynamite, and they showed the ones for Dynamite. They didn't look that great, but still. New production. Everything's gonna look new in 2023. So got 2 weeks to go. So we'll see what happens with that. So anyway, the fight is the challenge is made, and then Jake Hager comes in to attack, and then Action Andretti, the jobber that beat Jericho last week, he comes in for the save, and I thought they were gonna get maybe a tag team match out of that. Not really, because later on, we see Action Andretti talking to Tony Schiavone about the big win last week, and he's like, I'm on fire, and this and that, and then Matt Maynard and Angelo Parker come in, start jaw-jacking on him, blah, blah, blah. He said, you're on fire, but you should turn around, and then he turns around, poof, fireball right in the face by the Wizard, Chris Jericho, and then they, mess him up a little bit, and Jericho's like, you're on fire! You're on fire! So, probably get something maybe this Wednesday night on Dynamite with Action Andretti and Jericho. If he's even good enough to see, but we'll see. And we move on from there. Alright, so I gave that first segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. Let me move on. Alright, then we go to our first official match of the night. Match number 5 in the best of 7 series for the Trios Championship. We had The Elite taking on Death Triangle. This match was a no disqualification match. Death Triangle's up 3 matches to 1, so they win this match. It is over. They retain, which will suck for all you Elite fans. This match was goddamn good. We had Michael Nakazawa at ringside, along with that idiot elf, Brandon Cutler, who both got involved. And even Alex Abrahantes tried to get involved. All he just did was the stupid Zelo Miedo stuff. Not stupid, but Zelo Miedo, he did that in Brandon Cutler's face, and then Brandon Cutler takes his cool spray, temporarily blinded Alex Abrahantes. But it was pretty hardcore. It wasn't that hardcore. It was a trash can shot to Kenny. Then Kenny brings out the broom with a barbed wire on it. Smashes Ray Phoenix in the stomach with it. Then the back started grating his back with it. It was like, ew, nasty. Then he hits Tiger Driver 98 on it. Ouch. For a near fall. And then Kenny tries for a one-wing angel, and Phoenix reversed that into a poison Rana for a near fall. Then he grabs the hammer, and he hits Kenny in the head. because it's legal. And Kenny somehow kicked out. The fans are like, oh, almost lost. Then that triangle goes for triple submissions. We get the brutalized Kenny with tinsel, like barbed wire tinsel, just nasty. Nick got a I think it was an ankle lock, and then Matt was put in looked like he was going to be put in that same move, and he somehow escaped and saves the match. Kenny then snapdragons Ray Phoenix out of his boots, which leaves Nick with a really bad ankle, which is bashed throughout the match. He goes on top, hits a one-legged Meltzer driver on the chair that Matt brought in. They hit the Meltzer driver on the chair. 1, 2, 3. They get the win, and now it's 3 matches to 2. It's 3-2. Match number 6 this Wednesday night. Falls count anywhere. So the Elite have to win this match coming up on Wednesday night to tie it up at 3, and match number 7, the final match, will be a Stairway to Hell match for the Trios Championship in basically the Bucks' hometown of Los Angeles at the Kia Forum. And I think it's going to go that route. And like I said, even when this fucking the best of 7 started, the Bucks were going to win, get the belts back for the second time, and then eventually lose to the House of Black. Probably by either Revolution on March the 5th, or maybe down the road, maybe in May, where Double or Nothing 5 will take place. Probably in Vegas, I think it is. I don't know where it's going to be. I think it would be in Vegas, because the last few have been in Vegas, except for the pandemic years. But, I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that. Let me move on. So, I gave this match 4.25 out of 5 stars. Just an amazing match. After the match, that triangle just beat the fuck out of the Elite. And then we see Nick Jackson busted wide open. After, I think he got graded with barbed wire. That sucks. Let me move on. Alright, gotta quickly finish this up. After that, we go to MJF, who's pissed off at Bryan Danielson for interfering after his win against Ricky Starks last week, and he tells Bryan that I'm going to give you more than you deserve, but we still don't know when that match might take place. Might be on the January 4th show, or maybe on the January 11th show, but we'll see what happens with that. We move on. Alright, then I talked about Jericho throwing a fireball in Action Andretti's face, so we got that. Alright, then, speaking of Bryan Danielson, he comes out for a kitty cat, talking about training in San Antonio with Rudy Boy Gonzalez and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, which got a big HBK chant. Oh, I wonder if Shawn Michaels was watching that show. Then it brings up William Regal, who taught him how to become a wrestler. And he cried while Regal was in the hospital because Regal made him who he is. But one thing he taught him was that there are consequences to your actions, and that's why, what MJF needs to learn. And then Ethan Page and Stokely Hathaway come out, for some odd reason. Stop George Ackwood Danielson calling him Vegetable Man, saying you jumped the line, I should be the number 1 contender. And then Danielson makes fun of Stokely's head. He's like, oh, you're a bald-headed bitch. And then Hathaway's like, you raggedy bitch. So then Ethan Page basically challenges to him. He's gonna Page says he's gonna turn Bryan into a vegetable. So Daniel's like, well, why don't you come down and do something about it? But Ethan Page's like, nah, I'll do it next week. I'm too much of a pussy. So we got that match next week. I really think Bryan's gonna win somehow, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that 3.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we hear from Jon Moxley, who's ready for the $300,000 Trios Casino Christmas Battle Royale, which happened tonight. He's also ready for Hangman Adam Page, because it's Friday night. I'll be at Rampage. Will you be there? I'll see. But I'll spoil it for you. Page did come out, had a big brawl during the freaking Battle Royale, and they had to get broken up, and then Moxley hit a dive on the outside, and everything fell apart. But in the end, it was down to Claudio and Darius and Dante Martin of Top Flight who teamed up with AR Fox. They get the win. So AR Fox and Top Flight win the Casino Battle Royale, and they are, well, $100,000 richer, each of them, per the $300,000 rule. So they got that. So I think they're going to get a title shot, a trios title shot at whoever wins this best of 7 thing. Should be a good match. I think it's going to be the Bucks and against Top Flight and AR Fox, which will be a good match. But we shall see what happens with that. And Moxley takes on Dante Martin a little bit later. I'll get to that in a second. But that was a pretty good promo. And that's it. Alright, then Samoa Joe wishes Wardlow happy holidays because they got that match on the 28th for the TNT title. Wardlow cut a promo saying, I'm going to beat your ass because you never pinned me or made me submit, so I'm going to whip your ass and take my title back. So that happened on Rampage. We got that. Then we get to Hook taking on the Black Optimus Prime, Exodus Prime, and he beats this guy in a minute. So that was it. Bing, bang, boom, done. After match, the Firm beat up Jungle Man Jack Perry in the back, and then Big Cass choke slams him into a dumpster. So I can guess there's probably going to be a dumpster match coming out of this, a tag team dumpster match. But we'll see what happens with that. Then we got Moxley and Darius Martin, which was a pretty good match. Back and forth they went. Moxley wins with the Bulldog choke into the Death Rider. So he gets the win, gets a little bit of momentum for himself, and the Black Bull Cuck Club. That really should be disbanded. But we shall see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, so Moxley gets the win. Match he gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to Hikaru Shida, who's ready to take the women's title away from Jamie Hayter. That's going to be the main event. So it's the 6th time that the women have main evented a Dynamite. And I'll tell you right now, that match was a banger of a match. And I'm not kidding, that was a banger of a match. But we'll get to that in a second. Alright, then we get another video about the Book of Hobbs. Talks about watching his uncle overdose and various other horrible things he saw as a kid. So that was that. And then we saw Hobbs tonight on Rampage outside as Alex Marvez was going outside. He heard some commotion outside. He sees Will Hobbs grab some like white guy and like choke him. And then he goes after the cameraman. So I don't know what that was about. We got that. Then we go back inside. We got FTR versus the Ass Boys. Pretty good match. In the end, Dax Harwood tries an O'Connor roll after he failed to get a power driver because his butt, he hurt his ass or something like that. Yeah, sciatica on his ass or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, Dax tries an O'Connor roll. Austin reverses that and then he grabs the ropes for leverage. 1, 2, 3. The Ass Boys of all people beat FTR. What? So we get that. So the Ass Boys get the win over the former Ring of Honor champions. Now they're still the IWGP champions, but they're going to lose on the Bushimon. That's Goto and Yoshihashi at Wrestle Kingdom 17. And then eventually lose the Triple A championships to probably some Mexican tag team in probably sometime early next year. And there are rumors that they're going to go back to WWE. Why? I don't know, because we're going to face the same 3 goddamn tag teams. The Usos, the New Day, probably Shit Row, probably the Viking Raiders. That's really 4 teams. And maybe Sammy and Kevin when they team up. That's really 5 teams. You're gonna go that route for the next 5 months. I don't think going back to WWE just to cement your career is a good idea. I think you should go to Japan and just be legends in Japan. Win back the belts from Bushimon at either New Year's Dash or the or whatever comes up in January, at the end of January, like New Year's Road or whatever it's called. Power Struggle, Dominion, stuff like that. Win it there. Don't win it, and don't go back to WWE and win another meaningless title, and then hold it for like 2 months and then lose to like the New Day or something like that. Don't go back to WWE, guys. Don't go back. Please, just don't. You want to go somewhere, go to Japan. That's all I got to say about that. Let me move on. Alright, so the Ass Boys win. I gave the match 3.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we have a stupid rap by Sanjay Dutt about the Acclaimed, which is horrible. And the match tonight on Rampage was even worse. Well, it wasn't that bad. It was Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens because Max Caster got hurt. Against Double J, J-E-F-F, J-A-R-R-E-T, Jeff Jarrett, and Jay Lethal. And due to chicanery by Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh, they get the Double J and Jay Lethal get the win over the Acclaimed. So, sucks, but it is what it is. So that rap sucked. Then another rapper, actual good rapper, Rick Ross, comes out to moderate a meeting between Keith Lee and Swerve. This segment stunk really bad. The only actual good thing was Rick Ross saying motherfucker on live TV, no censor. And Keith Lee's like, I don't think they bleeped that. So Swerve comes out with a bag and tells basically Keith Lee, keep looking behind you. And then Parker Boudreaux, who used to be in the Trust Busters, well, I guess he's not anymore, because I think they broke them all up. Good. He tries to, he gets in a shot, and then they brawl. Keith Lee gets the wins the fight. And then another guy with tattoos on it all over his face and body comes in and starts kind of giving some shots to Keith Lee, which weren't even hurting him. And the guy is named Garner Garsol or Garneal or some shit like that. He's from the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. He used to play for them many moons ago. Now he's a wrestler. Or I don't know what he is. They beat him up. They put him on a table. And then Swerve comes off the top rope with a double stomp through the table and a cinder block. So they have a new stable called Mogul Affiliates. I don't get why Parker Boudreaux is in this, and this guy that used to play for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays and thinks he's a wrestler. I guess Rick Ross is just gonna be like a manager now. Where's Rick Ross gonna do? Is this gonna be a 3-man faction, or is it just gonna be like gonna get more members here? I think it's gonna be a trio with Swerve, Parker, and this Garner guy. Not that they're gonna go anywhere. But Keith Lee is going to need some help. I mean, he probably needs a new set of ribs, because I think his ribs and his chest are like, blech. But it is what it is. This segment stunk, though. Bad way to even bring in this faction. It was just bad. Kind of felt like the SAP, Serpentico, Luther, and Helico, naming them after the SAT just with a T in it. Boy, Joel Maximo was pissed off. As I told him about it, it's like, you're going to sue these guys? And Tony Khan? And Joel and Jose hit me up on Instagram and said, yeah, we are. So I don't think that name is going to last that long. I know it might be, I don't know. Jose and Joel might think it's a joke. You know, there might be jokes like, oh, we're going to sue. We're not really going to sue. But I told him, you said, you should really sue for that name. I mean, it's like a player off of the Samoan, a Spanish announce team, and they just call it the Spanish, whatever SAP means. Stupid ass prick, that's what it means. No. That's what I call my haters, stupid ass pricks. But I digress on that. Move on from that. So, it wasn't a really great segment, and that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, I'm gonna finish up. Alright, after that, we get to the best friends, Give Me a Hug, and Orange Cassidy, the so-called All-Atlantic champion, even though he really hasn't had any challengers. Nobody credible, except Kip Sabian coming up, maybe. Then we have the Dark Order, still around, of Evil Uno and the Beaver Boys, Alex Reynolds and Johnny Hungy. They're all ready for the Rampage Battle Royal, and Trent and Orange Cassidy want to buy Chuck E. Cheese's mom a new house with the money. Obviously, they did not win, because like I said before, Top Flight and AR Fox won the match. Look at that. Alright, we move on. Alright, then we go to a main event of the evening for the Women's Championship. Hikaru Shida taking on Jamie Hayter with Rebel, don't call her Reba, at ringside, along with the good doctor, Dr. Britt Baker. Say with me now, DMD, baby. This was a banger of a match. Banger after banger after banger. But this was a great match. Back and forth they went. Lots of near falls. Near the end, Rebel offers a distraction. Cheetah springboard kicks Britt Baker down. And that led to Jamie Hayter hitting a powerbomb for a near fall. Just a running clothesline for another near fall. And then she just finishes Hikaru Shida off with the Haterade. 1, 2, 3. And pretty much that she retains the title in her first defense. So, pretty good match. I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. Afterwards, big beatdown on Hikaru Shida happens. Toni Storm comes out. After, we haven't seen her since she lost the title at the last pay-per-view, Full Gear. So she comes out, but then she gets beat down. Now it's a 3-on-2 beatdown. And then Saraya Paige comes out for the real save, and that ends the show. So it looks like we might get a 6-woman tag team match out of this, or something coming out of this on Wednesday night. But we'll see what happens with that. We still don't know who Paige's partner is going to be on January the 11th, but I'm still thinking it's going to be either Sasha Banks, Naomi, or somebody else. But we shall see what happens with that. And that's all that matters. Alright, so AEW Dynamite wasn't that bad. I gave it a solid 6.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment down below. Or you can do a video reply if you wish. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And that's pretty much it. Alright. That's it for now. Thank you all for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. It is officially my birthday. It's December 24th, 2022. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. I will be back tomorrow, or a little bit later today, going into today, with TEC number 50, The Golden Show. We're going a little bit live, talking about my birthday, my plans, and some other stuff, some wrestling news here and there. Well, not wrestling news, wrestling stuff. Go for a little bit. We won't go on too long. We'll go on for a little bit. And then Sunday, Christmas, probably sometime in the afternoon, I'm going to do a quick SmackDown, and then Rampage review, 2 separate videos, and then I'll be done for the year, and I'll be back on January the 2nd or the 3rd with a video or a Raw review that night, January 2nd or January 3rd. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, I gotta go because I'm gonna go to bed. I already got my birthday present. You know what I mean? So, got that, and I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my night and get up, and it's officially my birthday. So, 46, and I still don't feel it. But it is what it is. Thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. Peace, and happy holidays.